Good afternoon. I am Myles Sergé alongside my co-host D-KNOX, and welcome to MS Live. How you
D-KNOX, aka D-KNOX.
Cool. How's your week been, man?
Busy, real busy, man. Had a lot of personal clients this week. All trying to catch up this week. So from morning till night, it's been one of those wake up at 5 a.m. every day and just hustle till about 9 and then just fall asleep around 10 and start. But it was good. Start the whole thing over because I made a lot of extra cash off of that. So
Okay.
how was your week?
How much cash did you make?
Yeah, the elites do not want me to say that information, but it was I hit the bank.
Okay.
This week. It's, it's like it was a nice chunk. And next week will be the same.
Okay.
Actually just for a month until we, link up in Berlin.
Right. For sure. My week was all right, man. Just work. It seems like all I do is work, but it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, that's good. I think all them people that want to work.
Yeah, for sure.
They can't work. Some people can't work because they're physically enabled, but some people just can't get a job.
That is very true.
You got a good. That means somebody wants you there. You do good. You provide in the service, and you get to make some money. So basically, you can be your own investor.
Right.
You make money. Okay, I can be comfortable. Maybe I can't make music as much as I want right now, but I can invest and buy stuff, or So
that's great. Good. Yeah, I did buy some stuff. I didn't mix it, but that was cool. Yeah.
I did too. I bought some stuff on the iStore.
Okay.
For the iPad.
Okay.
I'm saying
get a job.
Get a job. Hey, instead of taking a credit or begging promoters for gigs,
right?
Who wants to beg for DJ gigs?
That's true.
Not everybody wants to play, but I will say, guys, if you want to play, you got to be doing the work, and that don't mean just I'm not saying practice mixing at home, but when you're just mixing for fun, that's like practicing. Buying. You got to be engaged, buying music, listening to other mixes, and getting yourself ready to travel as well. So even looking up cities on YouTube or places you would like to go DJ and looking at ways to travel, that's also part of the work being a DJ. So you can have it in advance. Okay, if I want to go to Hawaii, let me check out everything about that and what kind of music would they like there, for example. So some of you that are not getting gigs and DJing, that could be some of the reasons why.
Right. Got something happening on in the comments, man. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Somebody said, "Bro, stop hating." They do. Who's all? Wait, yeah, I ain't even see. What is all this here?
That's support right there. Shouts out to
One Thing. Hello.
Yeah.
Job. Is somebody just in here playing around? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know who this. That's the thing. People just, he's just writing all kinds of stuff.
That's true.
Maybe he's not. I don't know.
Who knows?
Well, if he knew us, he wouldn't be messing around. We definitely ain't no joke. So
that being said, for all you people out there spamming the comment section, thank you for checking us out. But like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, allows people to know that we're alive and we're doing stuff and you're seeing things. So help us push the algorithms. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. We are also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Just in case you don't want to see us, we get it. But listen, that was me. I told you it's always fun. Follow us on Instagram, at MS Live with D-KNOX. That's at MS Live with D-KNOX on Instagram, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at MS Live with D-KNOX. You can also email us with all your hate. You might as well just hit us on the hate, on the email with the hate. That's spam folder or something. But anyway, email thoughts, concerns, anything you want to. MSLive with D-KNOX at gmail.com. That's MSLive with D-KNOX at gmail.com. You can also support us. Instead of spamming us, you can support us.
There you go, guys.
Making donations via PayPal. So we go to PayPal. That email for PayPal is MSLive with D-KNOX at gmail.com. You can simply do that. Or Scan that QR code that's in your left portion of your screen, upper left, take you right to the donation page if you want to. All donations are welcome. We appreciate that. Yeah. That being said, today we are excited to have this person here. I know I say the same thing all the time, but he's one of the coolest people I ever met, and he's really cool. And the crazy thing about him is that I know him as him first, other than a musician, because I wasn't really too familiar with him when I met him. But after doing my research and being around him for a while, he is dope on all levels, you know what I mean? And he's a great person, and he's one of my favorite people. When I do get to Berlin, I try to reach out to see if we can connect. And this time, it's no different. That being said, let's welcome to the stage Patrick DSP.
Hey,
how you doing, man?
Thanks for the glowing introduction. That's really awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah.
You know,
how you guys doing?
Nice, man. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Okay.
Keep busy. Yeah.
That's good. It looks busy. Look at all the stuff back there.
Yeah.
It's all the lights from COVID.
Yeah.
Got to do something with them, right?
Yeah, that's great, man. That's totally great.
Yeah.
So each episode we named the show no different from this episode. So let's get it. Today's episode, MS Live with D-KNOX, season number 2, y'all, episode 39.
Yeah.
I can't sing, so I won't say it, but Canada with Patrick DSP. It's a very similar theme song, right? Yeah. The way things going, it might be my new anthem.
We won't get there.
Yeah. So, but that said, man, where exactly in Canada are you at? Where were you from?
Right now I'm in Berlin, obviously. So,
right.
But I grew up in the Toronto area, around Oshawa, where the GM plant is, and also grew up in Whitby and Ajax, and just bounced around the whole GTA for a long while. Discovered music, and that opened the doorway for me to travel around the world. And for a while, I was living in Brazil, and then back to Canada, and then now to Europe. Okay,
so what you like better, Europe or Canada? Obviously, you're still in Europe. You didn't go back, so
but I'm a Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just the people, just how friendly everyone is, and the nice it is, and just it's just relaxed. It can be relaxed. Of course, there's tense places too, as anywhere else in the world, but it just it just feels like home, no matter where you are. Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Just zoomed in on my face there.
Yeah, man. So, do you miss being home though? Like, what do you miss?
Yeah, I miss it a lot. I actually hadn't been back for almost 10 years, just because I've been busy. Just things didn't work out, and I went back in August, and a lot has changed. Just so much. Like prior, I have been to New York and San Francisco and all the United States and things like that, but I haven't actually stepped foot back in Canada for quite a while. And it's just. I think it's just the temperature of the local environment has changed a lot because of politics and everything that's going on. So it's a bit more stressful. It's a lot more stressful. Let's just say that.
Back in Canada.
But it was, but it was good to be back home and just hearing that old accent.
Now, there's not too many. Well, I know a few Canadians are in Berlin, so it's like a close knit. You guys it's a few people that I know, but yeah. Yeah.
There are a few here in Berlin from Canada. I try not to hang out with just Canadians here, because then why would I leave, right? I want to mingle. I want to meet different cultures and people and different ideas and philosophies and things like that, and share them and grow, because that's how we grow, right? If we stick around the same community all the time, then we're just going to be stuck in that little bubble, and that's no good.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But the crew that's here is a pretty good crew usually.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. But that's dope, though.
You said 9 years, man. So your family, did they come out to Berlin to check you out, or
the odd time, but rarely. They don't travel very much, so it was just a difficult time to get back to Canada for myself. So
okay.
yeah, just things didn't line up, but I'm glad they did. So it was all right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. You know, some sacrifices you have to make sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And you know, some you regret and some you don't, and you know, that's life, right? You learn from it and keep going forward.
Yeah. No, because I remember there was a couple of times where I thought I was gonna go back home, then like the next year, following year, because usually I'll go home
to visit or live.
No, to visit. There was a couple of times I thought to live too. Then when I got there, I said no, maybe better to keep 2 places so that I can be I can go to Kalamazoo if I want to. I can go there. I can always stay at the house, but it's nice to have both, because obviously if I would get back to Kalamazoo, I don't know, I might start missing over here, and I want to get back there. So I try to keep it open.
There
were a few times.
Traveling, huh?
Yeah, it was just that a couple of times. Yeah, the same like you. Okay, I didn't go home for maybe 2 years or something, but that was based off because, man, the last time I was home, everybody was working, and it's not like they really took off time to see me or visit me anyway. And most time I had to reach out and find my family or whoever to hang out with, like this. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna stay home. But then when I didn't come, oh man, you didn't come. Well, you working, so it's not like you're gonna link up and whatnot. So
that's always the case. Like you go visit, but they only have time to come see you or make arrangements during the weekend when they're not working. Even though you may spend like 3-4 weeks there. You rarely get a chance to see anyone. Then you go back and you're like, oh, you were just here. We didn't meet up. It's like, well, yeah, I was there for a month. Right. It's just how it is. And also traveling around, you kind of leave your heart in every location, like in Brazil or Canada or the States or Europe. And and it's just always, I got to meet this person. I got to meet that person. Because you miss them, right? And you just end up leaving your heart in all these places, and you don't know where home is anymore after a while.
Well, with that being said, I do got to ask you, because I remember one particular time in Berlin, you mentioned that you lived in Kalamazoo for a small stint because your brother was
for like I don't know, a summer, because my brother went to GMI. Now I think it's known as Kettering University, and so he did an internship in Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids and Fenton, and I bounced around all over Michigan with him. It was a lot of fun, and I think it was in Fenton. I enjoyed, just to branch off from the Kalamazoo talk, and I remember picking up the at work dance party on Hot 103.5 with who's it? DJ Bad Boy Bill, just over the lake, and I was like, house music. It was awesome. And I was just getting into more electronic music at that time, and it was a great time. And then also the Kazoo crew and the raves that were happening there. So it was a pretty wild summer. Sometimes life happens when you say yes. And my brother said, hey, you want to hang out with me for the summer? And I said, sure. It's a different time back then when you could just kind of hang out in the States with no problems and no one doing anything.
That's true, man. So how did you get it? What tell me your journey. What was your journey? How did you just kind of fall into electronic music? Like, what was your first experience, and long story. What you do now?
All right. Way back when, I guess we were like barely even teenagers. Sometimes our group of friends, or sometimes our parents would leave their house, and our friends would be like, hey, come on over, bring your tapes, bring your CDs, whatever, and let's invite all our friends to these house parties. And that's what we do. And eventually, I just became the guy with the most amount of tapes and CDs and knew how to hook up all the equipment at 12, 13 years old, hooking up our parents' sound systems and stereos and just playing music for most of the night. I wasn't really mixing, just mostly, playing tapes and CDs and records and whatever I could get my hands on. And after a while, back then the amps had this button on it called digital signal processor. It basically made the sound better, bigger bass, reverb, what have you. And I was always tweaking the EQs and pushing this DSP button. And eventually my friends started calling me DSP. because I was always pushing that button to make the music sound bigger. Blew a few speakers in the process too. Anyway, so from there, I've gotten this bug of just trying to play music for my friends and exposing my love for music and weird remixes. And hey, you got to check out this mix. You got to check out this tape, and just doing that for my friends. And that eventually morphed into me playing all ages dance parties because I was still underage. You know, can't be DJing at clubs and things like that when they're serving alcohol. So it was a lot of all ages events, and that eventually turned into, you know, top 40 bars, sports bars, what have you, the odd strip joint too. And you know, you take a gig where you take a gig, right? And it was just all kinds of music, and I got to play everything, and it was really cool then. And yeah, and then I slowly got into like ambient and tripped out music. I know, like System 7 and The Orb and what have you back then. And Max 404 I loved a lot. And Black Dog as well, sorry. And just more from there, and then slowly but surely discovered a few raves with chill out rooms, and I started playing at chill out rooms there. This would be like the mid 90s or so. And yeah, and then just from the ambient and weird out, tripped out grooves that I liked, I discovered more acid and acid house, acid trance, and then the harder stuff. And that led me to the Stay Up Forever crew and befriending them. And yeah, just snowballed into harder and harder music eventually. Right. And that's where I kind of came through with my music and my DJing. And through that, I always was a bit more technical, as you can maybe see, and got into wanting to know how music was produced and the inner workings of it and how sound works and how to make my productions better. And was this DJing? Was this mashup song a DJ track, or was it produced? And just back and forth with like, you know, you remember the mashups they had in the late 80s with like On You Sound and Razor Made Brothers and all those bootleg cassettes you would get. So that also piqued my interest with production as well. And so I was always bouncing back and forth between DJing and production and just wanting to know how things work and diving deeper and I just need to know things. And that eventually turned into trying to make my songs sound better. And that eventually turned into mastering too. Yeah. So a lot of discovery circles, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. So did you have because you said being like the Toronto thing, did you ever have any like interactions with like Richie and them down in
Oh yeah.
I did go to a rave in a cornfield once where Richie was playing.
Okay.
And that was like in the early 90s. It was taken by a friend. I didn't know what was happening. I was but I just thought it was cool. But I remember being really cold. Yeah. That's about it, really. It's just kind of a blur. It's what? Would be 30 years ago. So a lot of those things are kind of meshed together. But as for interactions, I didn't really meet Richie until much later. I always just kind of kept to myself. I always thought, like, you know, don't really have too much to say, or I'm not that big of a schmoozer. I can't pronounce that. Yeah, so I just always figured, like, if I don't really have anything to contribute or to say, so I just kind of kept to myself, just danced to the groove and just enjoyed myself. And that was pretty much it. So yeah, while I did see Richie and Sven and John Aquagu and all those guys way back when, you know, they did their thing, I did my thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it was good because like other than like their area, like I never really thought like I knew stuff was going on like in Toronto and stuff like that, but I've never really had to focus because I think at least from us being over here, it's like, oh yeah, where you guys going? We're going to Windsor because +8 thing or this and that. You know, that's really what we, at least from coming from me, all I really knew about is like Canada, it's Windsor and it's John and it's Richie and them, but
yeah.
And then other than Toronto, I guess the only thing would be up there would be oh god, what's the house guy? I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me in a second. But more house stuff. I never really heard of techno stuff, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, the Windsor crew kind of stuck together, and I was obviously more with the Toronto crew, and one of my first residencies was with like Destiny, Destiny events that
I've heard.
through those WEMF parties, those big festivals, the World Electronic Music Festival, and things like that. And that's what got me kind of into the whole acid techno side, because they were really booking that London crew and keeping with the whole, I don't know, more ravey kind of things.
Okay.
But the odd time Richie and John and those guys and even Speedy J would come down in Toronto. I remember one legendary party was called Minimal, and they actually covered the walls of the warehouse with like garbage bags and built a weird maze with them all, and sweat dripping from the ceilings, and a massively annoying orange laser that blinded everyone. And yeah, but it was a very intense party. And I remember the slogan of the party was, "This is a test." Yeah, a test of your willpower to stay there. But yeah, and there were some really good times, really memorable events, and I wish I could remember a lot more, but after a while, just like it does blur all together.
Yeah, you can't remember all them parties you attended back in the days.
Oh, there's also all the lack of sleep. It helps you. It's hard to form memories when you don't sleep.
Probably even jump to some party. Okay, this one, that one. Now we at the after parties.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, or like this party got shut down by the cops. All right, we're moving to this club. Oh, that got shut down. We're moving to that club. And
you don't even remember. Like you said, it just goes away like that.
Yeah, and you don't even know why you're going to that club. You just follow kind of the crowd and in a big mass huddle. It's like, do you know where we're going? No, but I'm following these guys. All right. So you're at the next party.
I'm sure some of y'all, because some girl was half drunk or something, she just basically overpowered you just with her drunkenness, and you just went to some after hours that you don't even know nobody there because of some chick. 4 or 5 in the morning.
It was mostly my crew, just all going. Yeah, we just kind of all went for the good time.
Yeah.
Because you kind of don't leave the guy with the car because it's Canada, it's cold. You don't want to be stuck in the middle of nowhere without a ride.
Terrence Dixon, what up, guys?
Hey,
what's up, man?
Cool.
Thank you. We'll try.
Terrence, you still in Berlin, or you back in Detroit already? If you're still on, let us know. For sure.
Cool, man. You got some guests on here, hey?
Every now and then people pop in, It actually surprises me, like who's actually watching, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, comment from like, oh, I didn't know, you know what I mean? But I think it also depends on who we got on here, you know what I mean, too. So
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, pretty all right, man.
Yeah.
Pretty all right.
But you guys are here in April, you said?
Yeah. I'll be there April. I'll fly out here April 1st. So got a gig at Trésor April 3rd. And then that's really it. We're gonna do some stuff that matter of fact that following Monday.
All right.
And then after that, and I'm out Wednesday. So a short trip. But I think it's well needed, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I come back here for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. We'll definitely link up when you get around.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
So what do you like better, production or mastering?
It's hard to say. They're two very different elements. For me, the mastering part is a bit more like sometimes detective work to make a song sound better, or at least to its full potential, figuring out what the artist kind of wanted and what direction they want to go to. But also, I don't want to leave too much of my own fingerprint on it because it's their song. It's not my song. I don't want it to sound like what I do, even though they do come to me because I can give them that kind of sound that I'm probably more known for. But the mastering side is very much like, here's a problem, here's something to fix or something to bring up and make it sound better. Whereas production, it's like, here's a blank canvas. How do you want to express yourself? What's your idea, or what's the idea that comes out? And let's put all the elements that we think are interesting, and then let's strip away what we don't want or what isn't useful, or at least get one idea and move it to another idea and get them playing off each other. So to me, they're two very different things. I love them both. And I think mastering has a more immediate payoff because it's a lot quicker.
Mhm.
Production can sometimes take quite a while, and sometimes you just get stuck and you got to realize, hey, you know what? I don't need to beat a dead horse. Let's shelve this. Maybe take some elements or ideas and use it for something else. Or sometimes production can be really quick and you spit out a track within a few hours. And those are usually some of your best ones. When you don't overthink it, you just let the flow state speak and just comes out, and that ends up being a pretty good hit. So
Yeah.
I can't answer that. That was a shitty answer. But I love them
I was
both.
good
They're very different things.
What's the you doing on the mastering side? What's the most common? I won't say mistake, but what's the most common issue you actually run into when people submit their music to you?
Not enough dynamic range. They push it to make it sound full and complete or competitive to what they hear that's already mastered.
Mhm.
But it gets rid of a lot of the dynamics, or sometimes they use maybe a special plugin that widens a certain element, or just basically alters their mix the way it shouldn't be, or makes it more difficult to master. Which I understand. They're trying to make it sound like a polished track, and they aren't really thinking in terms of, say, a pre-master sound, where it gives me a lot more tools to work with to actually give them a polished thing. But usually when that's the case, I can just go back to someone and say, hey, you know what? If you can do these little changes, it makes my job a lot easier, and it gives you a better sounding product or track that's probably more in line to what you want.
Mhm.
I guess that's one thing that most people get wrong, or not wrong, but mistake. Another thing is to think that mastering will fix bad mixes. Mastering is just a polish, and you can only polish a turd so much. Right? So a lot of the things, if your mix is good, a mastering job will be very transparent and you barely need anything on it.
Mhm.
A song is made in the mixing, in my opinion. And that is very personal, and how you want your elements to sit and how you want them to speak to each other and interact. And having someone else makes their fingerprint pretty intense on it. So yeah, try to find a good mix engineer. I used to do mixing, but I found it to be taking up a lot of my time because I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
Mhm.
And I want to just focus on mastering, focus on just one kind of a job, I guess, and be an expert at that rather than a jack of all trades, master of none, you know? But yeah, so I think the two things would be people trying to submit a track that sounds too polished or close to what their masters are, or thinking that a mastering job will fix the problems that they have in their mixing rather than just fixing their mixing to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Me personally, I don't know. I just send it to you guys and you fix it.
That works too.
I mean, you know,
and that's the actual process. It's not, here's the track, you fix it and you send it back to me. No, it's communication. This is as much of a communication job and a people job than it is actual with all this hardware stuff, because I need to know what's in your head. I need to know what you're thinking, where you want to go with it. And if something's not working, I need to talk to you, and vice versa. You need to talk to me and tell me what you want too. And we can work together to get that sounding really nice.
Okay. See, I got to remember that, because I don't, hey man, hey, here it is.
Communication fixes everything.
Do your magic, you know what I'm saying? So that's yeah, but that's great.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah, especially I can totally understand what he's talking about, because I had a friend over here that actually worked, like, I ain't gonna say really taught me mixing, but he definitely made me aware to what I was doing just by watching him in a session, and the turning things down before they even get loud, and on the instrument itself and not even on the mixer. As he said, then it's much easier. I have a lot, like as you were saying, Patrick, I have more headroom to do my magic when the levels are down here and not up here. So it's interesting hearing that. But with that being said, I do have a quick question about some mastering. Do you think it's true? Because some people say that they use the wired earbuds, the Apple earbuds, sometimes to fix their mixes or like to mix in. And they swear by this, that if you can get a a decent sound on those little earbuds that it would be good for releasing. And I just wanted to get your opinion on that. See what you think.
Yeah, that's kind of the theory of the wall of sound, not the one that DVS1 does, but the wall of sound for production and mixing. Where I forget the producer's name, but basically he had a wall of every kind of speaker he could think of, and he played his mix through every single one of those speakers, and he hoped that he would get the sound the same on all of them. That's known as translation. It's one of the reasons why I have the big speakers, these Ex Machina behind me, and I got these mix cubes as well, and those little small ones. And what they do is they help me focus on the mid-range, and it's essentially mimics what a TV or phone plays back, but it's at a studio level. So over time, it's not going to degrade as I pump more volume and sounds through it. Whereas earbuds, they'll sound great when they're brand new, but after maybe a year's worth of time, they won't sound the same. I understand the theory of, hey, if it sounds good in my earbuds, the same thing that what everyone else listens to, then it's going to sound great on everything else. But maybe up it a little bit and get something like a Ortone Mix Cubes or something like that. That's basically supposed to mimic TV or radio or everyday consumer electronics, but is built to a higher standard that won't degrade over time. And if you can get it sounding good on that, it should help you translate it to everything else. It's the same as the Yamaha NS10s. One of the reasons why they're very popular in every major studio for the longest time, not because they sounded great, but because they sounded bad. And they sounded very similar to, like I said, TVs and now phones and radios and things like that. So if you can get it to translate on your big speakers and your little speakers and your crappy speakers, and you get it to sound similar on all of them, then you got a good mix generally. So that theory of the earbuds does make sense, but try to up the game a little bit and get something a bit more tried and tested.
Yeah, because I was chatting with somebody because we were messing around on the iPads. Yeah. And this individual mentioned, if you check your mixes through the earbuds, then that, and they sound good and it's going to sound decent for release. And I said, okay, I didn't hear that before, because usually I would just use my Audio Technica, the 40s, just to check stuff because it's very flat. And but I said, okay, I know you were coming on, so I'm gonna ask my boy, my homie, because that's what he do. And I know he's gonna know his stuff. But it's interesting what you said about those Sonys and upping the game a little bit and just working on the mix that way. So thanks for that.
Cubes, Yeah. No, he's not wrong with the earbuds. It's just, and it's also something he knows the sound of very well. So knowing your speakers and knowing your room really helped out as well. That's why the car test is also really popular too. Everyone knows what the car sounds like. So if it sounds good in your car, that kind of thing. But the car sound does change over time.
Yeah.
I've blown a few car systems too.
I think we all.
That's like, Patrick, you sound good in the car, right?
Yeah. Your windshield's coming off.
Yeah, man.
I know I done blown, even trying to hook up my own pull-out stereo in there.
Yeah. Just wired it wrong?
Yep. Oh, dang. Man. But I come on, where I bought them speakers from.
Yeah, off a truck.
off
Leroy and him.
Yeah.
The white van special. That's one thing you don't see much of anymore. You don't see any souped up cars around, especially not in Berlin. That's for sure. Do they still have them back there?
Every now and then you see them. Yeah.
I miss that. And those bass CDs that they used to have all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love those. That freestyle and stuff.
So then I guess back in the days for you, you had in Canada, you were seeing cars like we were seeing, people
of course.
Leaving their cars booming at 2 in the morning. When you try
we drive down to New York for shits and giggles. Like, and just cruise and whatever. It's a 9-hour drive. It's like nothing, right?
Oh wow.
Over here, people look at you. It's like, what do you mean you're going to drive for 2 hours? Back then, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
You cross the border with your driver's license, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Different times.
Mhm.
So then, what was life? For example, what was life like growing up there in Canada, and then what is life like now? You know, the day-to-day life for you in Berlin, and what was the day-to-day life for you growing up in Canada? As a youngster?
Well, big question. In Canada, I was doing health informatics for UHN, and that's like computer stuff. And prior to that, with IBM and HP, doing their call centers, being a manager there. Yeah, so it was a big tech thing. So I figured, hey, you know what? I got this techno thing going on. Let's give it a shot instead of bouncing over to Europe every 2 to 3 weeks. And that's what I did. I gave it a shot. I figured the worst comes to worst, I could always go back to Canada, go back into tech or something. So far, it's going pretty good, I think. But you were asking me about my childhood in Canada. I think it was normal than any other childhood in the 80s, 90s, I guess. I remember trying to break dance on cardboard on the parking lot of the mall. Yeah, just having so much fun, making jumps with your BMX off the curb.
Yeah.
You know,
Willy walking.
A whole bunch of trouble, and going home when the streetlights turned on.
Arcades, going to arcades.
Absolutely. And wasting all my quarters, and I loved and hated Zaxxon. And yeah,
man, that was
it was a cool ship, and I just kept crashing it. But what do I care?
That was a man, for real. I love that game.
Yeah, and later on Afterburner. So,
oh man,
I can never play that one now.
Yeah, that was expensive.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Tron.
I never played.
No.
Yeah, it was around. I saw it. It just
Speedy Miss Pac-Man.
I remember Miss Pac-Man. Yeah,
but
I was never good at Pac-Man.
Sorry? The speedy version, where she's going all super fast.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, it's hard to control her because she's like, she's moving so fast, and you're just like a speed up hack on that thing.
Yeah, I think the worst
game maybe a hacked version you were playing on.
No, they were in the arcade. They were in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right.
Yeah. I don't know how we got on this arcade thing.
Yeah,
because it's back in the days. That's why
back in the day, you're just hanging out, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty much what life was like. It wasn't too difficult, except the winter was a bit difficult. You stayed in a lot, but you also built snow forts and things like that, and a lot of snowball fights, and had a lot of fun and shenanigans that way too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of tobogganing. Yeah. I grew up in a small town up north, a bit more north in Toronto, called Port Elgin on the Bruce Peninsula, and it would get a lot of lake effect snow. And I remember I grew up in these apartments there, like 3-story apartments, and one time there was enough snow where it built like a kind of a hill on the side. So we went up to the roof with our toboggans and slid all the way down. Yeah, you definitely can't do that over here.
No, that sounds crazy, man.
That was so much fun, yeah. And instead of building forts, we made tunnels and pretended we're reenacting Empire Strikes Back.
Oh wow!
You know, with
Oh, like what's that?
We know how dangerous that was if that collapsed on us. Yeah, you know, life happens when you say yes, and you just go for it sometimes. And not think about how crazy it is.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, no, you had similar, man, because in Kalamazoo, we had a lot of lake effect snow too. We used to do the same thing, make little ice skating rinks in the front yard, and make these snow forts, like these tunnels, like like in the front of the house, and we go down the whole long block.
Yep.
And they would be out late at night. That's the only time our parents let us be out really late. like midnight almost, and it's dark and it's snowing, but we're all outside playing, on that Christmas break when you had the 2 weeks.
Are you sure it was midnight and not just 6 p.m. because it was so dark?
No. Sometimes it was late, man, because like we were on that 2-week break for Christmas. So
right.
They're like, go ahead, get your tails outside. You'll sleep in longer.
Yeah,
that's what they think.
Oh man. So you mentioned something that you live somewhere else.
I lived a lot of places. Yeah.
Another country though.
I lived. Techno brought me to live in Brazil for about 5 years.
How was that?
That was a lot of fun because just through blind luck, I caught myself in like the pinnacle moment of like techno breaking out in Brazil, and I made so many friends and constantly going back there ever since. Yeah, it was just great. My buddy called me up and said, "Hey Pat, you got to check out the scene here. It's really awesome. We'll get you a couple of gigs. Just bring some what do you want? Sun chips. Do you remember sun chips? Yeah. Just bring me 3 bags of sun chips, please, because he'd been living there for like 2 years, and that's the one thing he missed the most. I'm like, okay, I can do it. So I have my suitcase full of sun chips and a few clothes because it's Brazil. I don't really need too much.
Right.
And customs looked at me funny, but whatever. And I went down there for 2 weeks and played in Curitiba, São Paulo, and all these places. It was really great, and just made so many friends. And do you remember the early days of the rave scene in North America? How everything just felt electric. It was kind of in the air.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, this is fresh. This is new. Brazil was like that in the early 2000s, like 2001, 2002, when I was going there. Mm-hmm. And it was just everywhere, and it was just exploding. You had parties of thousands and thousands of people, and they're all into it. Their psytrance scene was even bigger, with like some parties even hitting 100,000 people. Now it's not just the size that makes a party great; it's just the electricity, the environment, the people in it. They were really enthusiastic, and these people knew their music. If you played a song twice in one night, they'd know it right away, and they'd boo you and throw shoes at you and things like that. Yeah. They knew the tracks. They were train spotting everything. It was so much fun. Meeting people with passion, like true passion. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you have passion, and they follow through on it. It's just infectious, and it was awesome. So I spent 2 weeks there, fell in love with it, and made plans to come back again very soon. Stayed there for my maximum amount that I could per year because the visa was 6 months. So 6 months I'd stay in Brazil, 6 months back in Canada and traveling around doing that thing, and 6 months back in Brazil. So it was off and on 5 years to Brazil, and just playing everywhere all over South America. It was really good. Yeah, made a lot of lifetime friends. Yep. Yeah.
But then you wound up in Berlin.
Met my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, sometimes life happens when you say yes, like I say.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
I've never been there. Never been to Brazil.
You should.
I want to.
He will go. He will go. He'll get booked there.
Yeah.
I know a few people there, but it's one of those things. Like, yeah, we'll get you. But it's on my list. I want to definitely check it out.
Even without a booking, just go. It's a completely different vibe. The people there are warm and friendly. It's safe. It's clean. It's nice. Yeah. You'd love it. You'd love it. The food is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks cool. It looks very cool. I'm gonna definitely check it out. Been a couple other places in South America, just not there. But
yeah,
who knows, one day. So, tell me about Hard Signal.
My record label. Started that with Frank and Rich a long time ago. It originally started by Rich, who's from Calgary, and it started as a forum for people to trade and share mixes. And it just brought a lot of us together. And with Rich and Frank, we got the idea to, hey, let's make a record label out of this. And from there, we approached Triple Vision and set things up and got things going, and kind of made this record label that just hit at the right time. That was like had that specific hard techno sound that was not quite trance, not quite hard groove, but energy and power. And we try to get different levels of it too. Like some tracks were a bit slower down tempo, maybe even minimal, stripped down, and other ones were just full on trance. And we try to do that with each release. And we just hit the nail on the head for almost every release, in my opinion. And that went on for a while. And I left because I just wanted to take care of my own things and do my own DJing and just travel around, and didn't have time for that kind of stuff. So I left, and so that label kind of just fizzled out for a while. And up until very recently, I noticed that no one was maintaining it, and Marco from Triple Vision reached out and said, "Hey, no one's taking care of this. We haven't heard from anyone from here for a while. We don't know how to reach them. So do you want to take this over again?" So I said, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I started up again, and it's been a little bit of time to try to go through all the paperwork and also all the old releases and re-release them and make sure they're distributed right and all the catalog numbers are correct, and got that back in order. And I also had to rebuild the website again, and I was able to find all the old sets that we used to host as well from the old forum days, and I just try to rebuild it from scratch. And so that went well, and now I just got to think about what I want to do with it. So a record label that is, I don't know, had a signature hard techno sound for this day. It's really popular now. Everyone's playing it. And so now I got to do something with it.
Yeah, I got to correct. I think I said hard signal. I think I said hard groove. I'm sorry. Hard signal.
Did you? Yeah, hard signal.
Yeah, hard groove. I was like, no, that's all right. That's hard signal. So I do notice that like especially back home here, like that hard techno thing, that's like the new sound here. Especially
that's not my sound.
That's not, because
that's the TikTok hard techno.
Yeah. So I know there's like, it doesn't sound the same. So that was my question. I was going to ask you about that. What do you think? Because I can distinctly hear the difference. Yeah. But the average person, I mean, they can tell you. Like I could play some stuff off the label and stuff you do versus what I hear now, and it's like I can tell the difference. But there's clearly a difference in the sound and what they're doing. So.
Absolutely, yeah. I think what they're doing takes a lot more elements from hard style and hardcore with a bit of Eurodance, I guess. I don't know. It does definitely have that campy, cheesy, fun vibe, and it's what we all kind of did or went through when we were like in our early teens and discovering sounds and kind of just rebelling. It's like, we're going to listen to this because everyone else hates it, kind of thing. And I get that rebellious nature of it, and you want that shock value and that energy and just faster, go, and I get it. And I went through the whole trance scene as well, which also did the same thing and made a lot of horrible bootlegs as well. Like there was even Hope Joanna, a trance version, the Elmo song, the trance version, and this trance version and that trance version. It's just like flooded. The market completely flooded with all these horrible bootlegs. And I get it, and I get the fun value in it, and I get the shock value in it too. But after a while, it becomes a parody of itself. And I think we're at a point now where that new sound of, I guess, hard techno, the TikTok style, has become a parody or caricature of itself. And hopefully it will kind of disperse, level out, and the people that were into that will gravitate, be like, hey, you know what? I like that sound, but let's refine our taste more. Let's listen to this. Let's check out some of the originators, such as myself and Glenn Wilson and Lars Klein and those guys that were a bit more energetic and full on. And that would be great. And also discover some of the newer DJs that also play that particular type of sound, a bit more refined, a bit more dynamic, because it's great to have music that's shock value, but after a while, when something's just a steady hum or wall of sound, it's just the tone. It's just and there's no tension, there's no punch in just the tone. And I think that's where we're at with that hard techno sound, that people are starting to realize that. And maybe it will fizzle out, or maybe it'll just go full on Eurodance again.
Yeah. Yeah, because that is true. Because like I said, I see it like here, like social media, just a lot of stuff. I see a lot of DJs, like newer DJs, that's it. You know, they're playing this, they play that. You know what I mean? And to me, like I said, I can tell the difference. But when I hear that stuff, to me, it's like it's the same thing, the same buildups, the same energy, the same stuff. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, like almost like anybody can do it type thing.
Well, that's exactly it. There's a lot of these mix packs and loop packs, and a lot of the producers that aren't DJing out so much or producing as much, they're making all these loop packs, and people are just copying and using and sharing with each other. And that's a lot of the sameness. Whereas when we were producing back in the day, we didn't have all that stuff. If you wanted a loop, you'd make the loop.
Right.
And you'd experiment with it. You'd take the elements that you liked, and that was your signature sound. And now it's just, here's a loop pack I made. And next week, here's another loop pack. Next week, here's another loop pack. And let me give them a master class, even though I've only been DJing since COVID. And and you learn my expertise. Well, are you really an expert? Are you really a master? No. But everyone's on this, I don't know, this current trend of like, look at me, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm selling, rather than, oh, hold on, let's build some experience, let's build our base, let's build a solid foundation, or have a knowledge deeper than my sock drawer for a change, and move forward with that. So it does sound very same because they're using the same sounds.
Yeah.
Taking the easy road out.
I think so. I'm seeing that. There are exceptions, of course. But but if you ask the non-connoisseur if the difference between a jungle track and a techno track, they're going to think it's the same as well. So it's just a matter of how deep you go into that genre that you're able to tell the difference sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the whole AI thing?
Oh yeah.
I want it to do my taxes and not be creative, not try to be creative. Sometimes the journey is the destination. It's how you find yourself. It's how you find your signature sound. Just because I can call Uber doesn't make me a chef. Yeah, like they're great tools, and they can be used in certain aspects. But when you're using them really as a crutch to mask a skill that you're lacking, well, how important are you in that equation then? Just because you can type a prompt? Just because you can click a button? Anyone can click a button. So I think a lot of people like Sono, I think it's called.
Yeah.
That are using programs like that. They're not thinking and realizing that this AI stuff is essentially making a common denominator music. They're not making anything with a personality, no matter what type of prompt you give it to say, like, make a song that sounds like this with this kind of refrain and this, and no matter how detailed you get that, it's still just going to take an average to get that final result. It is not going to be you. And the whole purpose of humanity, of creativity, is to be human with it and to express yourself. And AI in that regard is a shortcut to nothingness. How's that for a tagline?
I like that. It's true though. You know what I mean? Like I hear the argument like, okay, well, it's good. And like you said, it's good for help, to help things, you know, with production help or however you use it in anything help. But I think, like you said, like I heard, I heard and seen a whole bunch of things like different platforms. I think like Spotify or somebody, they're banning all AI music and all this and that. And then on the other side, and you got like Timberland. Timberland came out, which shocked me. He did this whole artist, you know what I mean? And to be quite objective with it, it actually sounded good. But
follow his money. He's invested in it. He's making money from everyone else using it too.
Yeah. That's a good point.
He's essentially an advertisement for what he's invested. So, yeah. Does it sound good? You say?
No, I'll send you the track, man. It's modeled after an Asian girl. God, I forgot the name, but I heard the track. because somebody sent it to me. It was like, yo, check this out. And it actually says it's a new Timberland joint. Da, 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 da. And I played it, but then they told me afterwards that's all AI.
All right.
And like the music, and she's rapping and singing and stuff. Like I wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, I'm dead ass serious. I couldn't tell the difference.
Were you able to connect with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the rapping part.
Okay.
People saying, yeah, because from what I understood, they just took different artists and kind of just, hey, make this sound like this.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj or something or whatever. So, I mean, if you're, however it gets the stuff, you know what I mean? I'm sure it was doing that. And it sounded like somebody actually wrote this stuff. Like, you know, I don't know how it works, but it sounded like, to me, like a real artist.
Okay.
The music was Timberland, but I don't know what he used, you know, as far as the music part. But I know like all the vocals and all that stuff was all AI. And it was shocking because you do see, I think, was it like a couple of years ago, somebody, like Arista or somebody signed a straight artist, but it was all AI, and it was this big backlash about it.
Okay.
And it didn't happen, but when they started doing that, it started to make me think like, okay, well, just now we're at a point now that if I can get this good enough, I don't need to sign artists. Maybe you got your occasional newer people or the new thing now, but if you have that and I can take that as a basis, record companies going to save so much money. I mean, they're already saving money and doing things to make money anyway. So now just get rid of the artists. I don't need the artists. I got AI.
To a point, right now, PROs are not paying out for copyright music for AI music. So SOCAN, BMI, ASCAP, they're all refusing to collect for AI generated music. Hopefully that won't change, but who knows what the future holds.
Yeah. And
so
then,
for right now, there is no money to be made from that.
Right.
At least you can't collect from it.
Right. And then I hear about the side from where we're at, then I which I didn't really think of, but I hear a lot of people here like, oh yeah, they made this track and it's all AI, like Techno House and stuff.
Right.
So
did they learn anything from it? Did that make them a better producer?
No.
See?
Yeah. And it goes back to you saying like the whole expression and soul, it's kind of gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can order an Uber. That doesn't make me a chef.
Yeah.
Plus Timberland, didn't he got caught up in some scandal with that, didn't he? From that guy that K Fresh Music or something, to Carry Music. I don't know. You guys probably see this guy on Instagram or TikTok. He's got these nice hip hop beats, but all he does, he's like his head, he's just rocking and bobbing like this. And apparently Timberland had took some of his music.
Oh, you talking about Crisis?
Maybe that's his name. But every time you see him, he just bobbing, bobbing his head. Right. But like, they caught him because Timberland took one of his beats and it sounded pretty much like his, prompted off of it and everything. And it just,
it's really not that hard to make music. I don't get it. You don't have to do that.
I know. It's like it's
a 4/4 and it's just
but it's probably, as you said, he's trying to, okay, if I can get this thing working really for me, then other people will buy, because they'll see this dope, and then I'll kind of have a invested interest in this. I'll start making some money because people want to sound like me. They want to sound good, and they'll try to always take the shortcut. And as you said, man, there's no shortcuts in this stuff. I tell people all the time, you want to be successful, just put in the work. You know what I mean? You just got to do the work. That's it. There's no, enjoy the process. You want to DJ or you want to get a good grade, you just, okay, for me, I used to tell them, I used to try to cheat. I used to try to write the stuff, all the questions on paper and fold it up. But then when it came time to take the test, I know all the answers. But actually, dummy, you was studying because you was writing down the answers on paper. So, what I mean? I did the work, not unknowingly, thinking I was going to do it that way, but then realize later, no, you just got to do it. That's it. And even if you just do 5 or 10 minutes a day, it's just, even if you can't do it every day, just do it, put the time in. But yeah, I think with this, people are cheating. I did try it too. I just wanted to see, for myself. Like I tried it. I made a track and I said, it does sound good, but I said, it's not my essence in it. you know, even though I prompted as good as I could. And I said, okay, this is an extra tool to have. Maybe I would just use it to separate, like if I want to separate the stems from my own old releases or something. Like if I did an old release and I want to use the stems from it, I could use it for that. But I can't see myself using it to actually make myself. It has to be me.
Yeah.
In it, you know.
Yeah. The way I use AI is I'll just give it a manual or a PDF, say for a synth, or even an error message I would get, like if something crashed, and I just throw it the PDF and be like, hey, I got this error message. What does it mean? How do I fix it? And boop, boop, boop. It's like having a professor beside me tell me, hey, have you tried this? It could be like this. Maybe it's your network or whatever else. And it can get me down that road because it's like, because I gave it that source material, that manual to read off of, not pulling off random things off of forums or YouTube, but I gave it source material, good material. And with that, I'm able to get good answers and quick answers. So I like that aspect of it, using it for my own production, which is what I should be doing myself. What all this and my years of training and attempting to write music has taken me. I don't need AI to do that. And I don't think anyone really needs AI to do that. That's the joy of this, the self-discovery, to realize, hey, I like this aspect, or I just made a new genre of music that no one else has made. AI is not going to do that.
Right.
It's not going to help you with that discovery. It's not going to help you create something that no one else has ever thought of, because it can't do that.
Yeah.
My thoughts. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of discovery, what's your creative process?
Yeah.
You're looking at
maybe you don't want to share the secret sauce.
No, I don't mind. I'll share it. Like I call it my kitchen sink method.
Okay.
I throw everything in the kitchen sink.
And that's it.
And I the way my music is just, I like this sound, I like this hat, I like this snare or whatever else, or I like a bunch of patterns or grooves, and I just throw it, and I make a folder and I throw all these sounds and ideas, or I'll quickly write something with one of my synths and record it and throw it into that one folder. And from there, I try to, it's a horrible description, but you know, like, I don't know, like Da Vinci, and just chipping away at the rock and trying to leave that sculpture underneath it exposed, but getting rid of what's not needed. And yeah, I don't want to say I'm Da Vinci or anything to that level, but yeah, just throwing everything in one, having my source material from the plethora of music and stuff that I've collected over the years, and just narrowing it down to one small mega pile, I guess, and throwing away what I don't need. And that also includes EQing out sounds and compressing things, or literally just taking little snippets of sounds and playing with a sequence and making a strange rhythm with it. I love my polyrhythms. I love my drums. So sometimes I'll take my synths and make them sound more percussive and more like drums, and play around with that. So basically, I just throw everything into Ableton or Logic, and I get them to play nice to each other.
Cool. One of our guys are Patrick. Can we get a little studio tour?
My camera's on a tripod, so it's going to be pretty wonky if I do that. I have my mastering section over here. I got a Cranbourne Audio saturating EQ, whereas one way it's like a regular EQ, another way it's like a saturator. So it's a funny new device. It gives me that tube kind of sound or saturation, but it gives me mid-side control, gives me stereo control or dual mono. It gives me a lot more control than an analog tube would, and yeah, I'm kind of a control freak. I have my API stuff, the EQ and the 2500. I love the punch from the transformers that it gets. A plethora of
Did we lose him?
I hope not.
No, he's back. There you go.
He's there. We just can't hear him.
Can't hear you. Can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Shit.
Oh, now I can.
So I hit the microphone. See why I can't do a studio tour? Anyway, so I have these Ex Machina Pulsars. They're made in Brooklyn by my friend Dan Physics. Phenomenal speakers, 3 Tone Mixed Cubes. Sound card is Merging Technologies Anubis. I have Merging Technologies Happy down there. That's more ins and outs. Pro 3, Octatrack, TT303. It's a TB303 clone. Boss Space Pedal Echo thing that goes with the 303 because I love my acid. I love my 303 sounds. And I have an Electron that I borrowed. I'm waiting for the TR1000 to show up. That's taking forever. And it's pissing me off because I ordered it in October.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so oddly enough, I do try to keep it slim. So synth sampler, 303 drum machine. That's kind of all I need.
Okay.
Like I said, a lot of plugins and terabytes of samples that I've collected and made over the years. So yeah, everything's networked here. So if I want, I can go connect through my phone to my sound card to all the MIDI stuff. That's also networked.
Wow.
Yeah. So thinking. I like to keep busy.
He had another question. How much TP headroom in techno mastering?
That's true peak. I like to tell people, give me 6 to 3 dBs because a lot of people don't know how to measure that. I tell them there's a plugin, a free plugin called Ulean, which is great for showing your dynamic range of a track. But as a general rule, I'd say 6 to 3 decibels of true peak headroom. That gives me a lot to play with. As for dynamic range with LUFS, I try to tell them -14 if that's possible. I know with techno that's not possible and everything's compressed and things like that. So I just try to tell them, just give me as much headroom as a dynamic range as you possibly can when you want to submit a track. And yeah, and if it's too squashed, I'll reach out to you and say, hey, stop it. Back it up. And yeah, and also take off your limiters off the master, please, unless it's like for a certain type of coloration. And if that's the case, reach out to me and maybe I can make that coloration for you in a better way while also giving me more dynamic range to play with. So, yeah.
So what was the name of that plugin again? Did they have a iOS version?
Ulean.
Ulean.
Yeah. Why? I gotta look it up. One sec. You're gonna get a. I lost you.
We're still here.
Okay, cool. I lost my iPad.
You do.
Is camera still work? There you are.
Yeah.
Yep. You see ya.
Oh, that's
we're like picture in picture in picture.
There you are.
Yep.
Inception.
Like the Matrix, like the architect seeing the Matrix.
YOULEAN. LEAN. It's free.
LEAN. Let's see.
There's a paid version. I think it's $10.
Oh yeah. Oh, Ulean loudness meter light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see if I get my iPad working.
Are you kidding me? I
There we
already
go.
had this thing on the it's an update. It's an update.
There you go.
Look, you don't even know what I got on here. Like, what the heck?
That's always the case, isn't it? You just collect stuff and add it and use it maybe once or twice and never use it again. I'm horrible for that.
There's so many free apps on here, and so many of them are only like $1 or $5, and they're great.
Yeah.
They're great apps too. Like I had a lot
Sometimes
of
the other free ones that you test out, right?
yeah, man. Yeah. That's the
you
thing.
Try and buy and see if it works. And if it works, you pay for it. You support them because how are you going to expect someone to buy your music if you're not buying your software, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I've gone through it all. I used to just download all the plugins, and I learned a lot from that. But I also learned I screwed up my computer well with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Oh, Myles, looks like Roberto's gonna be there when we're there.
in Berlin that same weekend. So
let's see what he's saying.
it was yeah.
I'm in Berlin April 4th through 6th
Right.
at blank for Rob.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Well, we hope to see you, sir.
Cool. And he can interview us on his show in
Yeah.
Berlin.
Nice.
Ask us questions.
Exactly. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
You can do all three of us.
Ask us questions at Gorlitzer Park with the guys. Hey guys,
Hopefully the
hello
weather's
guys.
warm by then.
Hi guys, can I help you guys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, we are, Mr. Roberto. Yes, sir, we are.
You said let's do it. All right. That's cool. So what you got? You got anything coming up?
Yeah. I'm in Hastings next week in the UK, just for a little bit, visiting friends and a few studio things there. Designing a recording or studio setup for, DJ Rebecca.
Yeah, I don't know her personally, but I know what it is, yeah.
So yeah, she's changing her studio room. So I'm doing the acoustics and just the whole design of it. It's one thing to do. And then in May, I'm in Brazil again for a month. So a few gigs lined up there. So it'll be pretty interesting.
Sweet.
And yeah, also doing the video podcast for Adam X's podcast.
Oh, you're doing that. Okay.
So I've been doing the recording and production for the last few episodes, and up this week is Simon Carter from Spiral Tribe.
Okay.
And I don't know if I can say who it is.
Well, you don't. We don't want to get you in trouble. Somebody.
It's an old friend of Adam's. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's an interesting project because he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, I need a hand with doing video work," and I've never really done video work, but I like to learn things. I like to know things. I figured, okay, let's give DaVinci Resolve a try. I have a nice camera. I like to take photographs. So how hard could it be? And so I took my expertise from audio and mastering and helped fix up the audio for him. And then I dove into color grading and a bit of editing. It's a simple one-shot camera on a tripod, so not too much editing going on. And so that was pretty easy and fun. I learned a lot. And I think we end up with a pretty good result. So the last few episodes, if you want to check them out, that's my handiwork.
Okay. What I was going to ask you, because I'm like noticing right now on my screen, like the camera, like what kind of camera are you using? Because it's like crystal clear and like it looks hella good. So what if you want to share, I mean, what are you using? I
am using the one I use for photography.
Okay.
It's a Canon R6 Mark II.
Oh, I remember that one. I think you were shooting some pictures, some pics of me when we were walking around, or is it a different one?
Yeah, I think I had the model before when you were around. It's still fantastic camera. And yeah, during COVID, it's, you weren't DJing much and I didn't really feel like producing. And to me, I just kind of fell into photography. It has that technical aspect of DJing where you have the gear and the sound and the just playing with the colors, but also the creative aspect as well. So it just fit in perfectly for me. And I thought I would get more into, say, making tutorials or something like that. That's why I got these lights as well. And I hate being in front of a camera. So that's why you don't see many video interviews with me and things.
Yeah,
because I don't want to be. Oddly enough, I don't want to be the star. I want to do music. I want to perform it. I'm from that era where like the DJs in the back corner are probably dark up high, and the dance floor is the dance floor, and the lights are shining, just a strobe and smoke, and everyone's just grooving to the music, and I love that. So yeah. So that's the camera I'm using, the Canon R6, and that's why it looks so sharp. But the lights really help. The more lights you have, the sharper you can get your image.
Okay.
So invest that $39.95 in those Amazon lights.
Okay. See, I'm glad I learned something. I mean, it's good to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wow, it just looks amazing. I'm sitting here looking like,
yeah.
I like that.
Buy what is called a soft box, and it'll just
okay.
fill up your room. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't just put a white T-shirt over your like trying to create that, that softer. I mean, I've done that.
Wax paper helps.
Wax paper?
Yeah.
Wax paper, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because it gives that, it'll diffuse the light. And
Mhm.
if you really want to go pro, you get a giant piece of white styrofoam or something like that, or cardboard. And that's what they call a reflector. Or you can actually buy a real reflector for $10.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
The more light you play with, because video and photography is just capturing light. So the more light you give it, the sharper and the crisper the image is, and the lower your ISO and things like that.
Yeah. I hope y'all catching these gems these free gems that he's passing along to y'all people with mastering camera work.
I'm a clam guy. I eat clams.
But that's dope, man. That's dope. I learned a lot. I actually learned a lot, especially on the mastering tips. Like I said, my stuff be like trash.
It wasn't. Those couple of tracks you sent my way when I was doing that little competition thing. They sounded dope. They sounded really good.
That wasn't me. That was from another release that's coming up from another artist. But if I see my stuff, you're like, what the hell is this?
They sounded good, man. They sounded good.
So yeah. Whatever happened, is that still going? That thing you were doing? With the magazine, that's why you were. Oh,
right. That was the guys from Ex Machina. They came in. They did a video interview with me, and I mastered a track for them live and went through my process.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in combination with them trying to just advertise their speakers, their dynamic range, just showing them in different kinds of studios. Mine is a bit more of a personalized studio. I don't usually have sit-in sessions, so that's why. I don't get very photographs and things like that here, but it was nice to have Dan here to record my process and talk them through on how I did things. And they're in the process of putting together all those videos. And they're going to put out a giant compilation talking about their speakers and how they're used and different studios that they're in.
Okay.
Yeah. When that comes out, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
when I know, you'll know.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be definitely looking, but just definitely keep us updated though.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we greatly appreciate you joining us today, man. To learn a lot. Learn a lot about other techniques and stuff, but most importantly, I think I learned a lot about you today, and that was great, man.
Vice versa, man. Yeah, I can't wait to get here in April.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have some fun, man. Me, you, D, and whoever, and just go out and kick it. I think I know we've been out to eat and stuff, burger spots the last couple
burgers, yeah. This is monster burger.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that, man. But just catching up with the people I usually catch up with. Last time I was there's a lot of people we didn't get to connect, but yeah, I got a few days, but I got the key people I want to see, man. So
good.
Let's do.
Well, you're in town, I'm in town, Donnell's in town. Let's do it.
Yes, for sure. All right, let's give it up for Patrick, for sure.
Oh, Canada.
While y'all there, make sure you go to check out him and his label, hardsignal.net. Check it out. I know you also said there's like mixes on there from previous things in the past and whatever he's doing. I think that's pretty much your hub for you, kind of, sort of, right?
That's for the label. The hub for me would be patrickdsp.com.
Well, there you go.
And
I'm sure there's some link on there though too, right?
Yeah, there you go. And the mastering would be neptunemastering.com.
See?
There you go.
There you go. Let's give it up again, y'all. There's links in the description of this video, so you can check them out. There's different things that we have there, but make sure you go and support. So we thank you again, sir, and I will see you. Well, we will see you very soon.
Sounds good. Peace.
All right, peace, bro. All right. Good interview. I got to do it.
Yes, that's my man. Last time we was all hanging out at Tim Xavier's spot, we mentioned this old game. Remember that game, Pit Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we started talking about old arcade stuff, and I couldn't remember the name, and I just started imitating like the dude that used to bend over and ram his head, and then I said, so I was like, the money that starts going up on that on the pallets, with the forklift, and then he said, "Oh, Pit Fighter." I was like, "Yeah, that's right." We was trying to think of that old game, so it was fun times that night hanging out with him. There was a few of us there, but yeah, Patrick, he's one of the people that when I go down to Berlin, I always try to link up with.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than Dan Curtin and Tim and Mark and Wynette, He and Kennedy when I can. He's like always, hey man, and Dustin. Can't forget about Dustin always being in the spot when something happens.
Yeah,
Dustin.
Just real good people. They're true people.
Yeah, true people.
And that's what I love about those people. For sure.
I mean, when you and I will be down there next month, I'm not going to try to catch up with everybody, because you spend half your time trying to, and your money trying to catch people, and it just leads you down a never-ending trail of, hey, let's meet tomorrow. Let's meet this day. I mean, I got stuff to do, people to see, and things to check out.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. We can figure something out. I know you're over there too, so make sure you link up with us when we're over there.
Yeah, he's close. He lives close to Sebastian in Neukölln.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Word. Roberto says, great stuff. Thank you, Robert.
Berto.
We're going to give you your walking papers in person. Oh, yeah. Speaking of walking papers, that's what we do here. We walk. If you like what you see, hit that button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so people know that we're here. Also, we're still on our goal to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure. We're still in that early 600 thing. So if you like us, you like what we do, you like what we do and support us and all that, just hit the like button. Help us reach our goal and help us get out there so more people know we're actually out here. You don't want to see us, great, but listen. We're also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. We're also on Instagram and X, both at MS Live with D-KNOX. So either platform, it's the same. We also have a Facebook page too. It's MS Live with D-KNOX. So go there too. Link up with all the social media stuff. It helps us in the long run. You can also email us in care of Roberto Ingram, mslive@dknox@gmail.com. That's mslive with it wasn't dknox@gmail.com. Love us, hate us, suggestions, anything you want to see, anything you want to see different, hit us there. We haven't got any emails, so I mean, don't spam, but legit stuff. You can also help support the show, support us in donations, taking donations via PayPal. The email there is mslive@dknox@gmail.com, or simply hit that QR code that's up in the corner. That would help. Oh, what's my other spiel? Yeah, there we go. We also DJ. That's Mr. D-KNOX right there, looking lovely. That's his agency, Stelar Booking. You want to book him for your latest gig, anything with music, even acting. I don't know what that part. Hit him directly. The Stelar Bookings, anything with music, live PA, DJing sets. Hit him at Stelar Bookings. That's Stelar Bookings. StelarBooking.com. You see the address. You see the email. It's all there. Hit them up. You can also hit me with Position 2. That's my agency. Want to book me a live PA? I haven't done that yet quite so, but I'm getting ready to do that. But for the DJ thing, Position 2 Bookings. Position2bookings.com. The info's right there. Hit them up. Get back to you. And speaking of bookings, I have, like we're talking about, I will be at the lovely Trezor.
Oh, I see you're playing with the lovely Cecilia Tosh.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Nice girl. We met last time when I was there.
A couple other people. So it's me, Cecilia, Tuxedo Mask, which did the remix for me. And then at Trezor. And then on the Globus side is DJ Scent. I recently kind of chatted with her a couple of days ago from Detroit. Natalie Robinson and the neighborhood character, which I'm trying to figure out who the neighborhood character is. But that is Trezor Friday April 3rd. Come check it out. Also, go to Sonic Mind Records, the Bandcamp page, www.sonicmindrecords.bandcamp.com to go check out releases from Mr. Knox's wonderful, iconic label, Sonic Mind Records. It's there. And check me out on my podcast, Somewhere In, on SoundCloud. Address is at the bottom. Check it out. Support. I do a mix. I was doing it monthly, but every so often. The latest one I did a couple of days, well, earlier this week or last week, one of the two. I can't think. I got so much going on. But go check it out. Support. I greatly appreciate it. And while you're there and you're supporting and you're in the mood to support, go support our fellow mate, Roberto Ingram, and his Decisive Podcast series on YouTube, www.youtube.com @Decisive Podcast Series. He has a very good show, in-depth, unique, pointed questions for his guests. You learn a lot. I think my favorite one is the Robert Owens interview was kind of great. He does great things, so go check him out. And while you're there, make sure you also like, subscribe, and all that stuff that we ask you to do. Do the same thing over there at Decisive. Help us out, and we can do this. And make sure you tune in next week. Our guest will be the one and only Mark Ambrose.
Yay.
Yes, Mark Ambrose, y'all, from Crayon Records. That's Sunday, March 15th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now do I have to change that again? 7 p.m. CET. Unless you want to do 8, wherever we figure it out. But
we can keep it to the same. It's just, guys will be set. You're over here in Europe with me at 7 p.m. That's the time. So
okay. So 7 your time then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To start it.
So yeah. Thank you guys for joining. And I like doing this thing. I got a few more things. Somebody commented. Oh, it's just Roberto. He's laughing at us, saying he's going to listen. Dude, no. Whatever that's supposed to be. But yeah, go check him out. We like Roberto. That's our homie. So I like doing this thing now because I like it when Donnell takes us out. That's like the new thing, and it's just, I love it. So Donnell, you want to take us out?
Let me take you out with this, guys. It is Sunday, fun day, relaxed day. So make Sunday your day. Whatever that means to you, just make it your day. Follow us down all the rabbit holes, but be yourself. Stay blessed. Much love. Bow down to the elites. Nah, just joking.
Oh, there he goes with that.
But much love, y'all. Peace on.
All right, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Be sure to tune in. Peace, y'all.